So please see other videos on this channel related to the Office 365 tools. And we've talked about security, we've talked about production, so example, security with compliance and admin. We've talked about production type of stuff, video with Clipchamp and Stream and other tools. And then we've talked about general everyday usage of the Office 365, where we talk about Delve and Engage and Calendar and OneNote and OneDrive and all that good stuff. But today what we're going to talk about is kind of my favorite topic within Office 365, which is the Power Suite. And the Power Suite includes PowerApps, Power Automate, and Power BI. So stay tuned. We're going to go through a brief kind of exploratory discovery together and see how maybe these applications might fit into your world. So stay tuned. Okay, well, we have three of them to get here. Of course, we've just gone to Office 365, office.com. We've signed on with our credentials as seen here, and then we've selected the waffle here and gone to explore your apps. You can also just click on it right here, apps. Anyways, however you get there, you may also have to click on a screen that says all apps, but you can get here. The all apps kind of looks like this. You may come up with this. You want to click on all apps. All right. So PowerApps, let's talk about that. PowerApps is a great tool that, and we're going to open these up real quick. PowerApps is a great tool for developing a front end onto a SharePoint list. So this allows you to develop a GUI interface on top of a SharePoint list. And you can do all types of automation with that GUI list. So I'm opening up an example right here on the screen. I'm going to show you in a moment. And here's what the interface looks like. So you can create two different types of apps. You can create a blank app. You can create one from a Dataverse. And from Excel, you can actually use Excel to create an app. It's actually very, very simple. And see my channel, I have a ton of videos on using PowerApps. I usually do the blank app, and I do a Canvas app for most of my video content. But when you start getting into enterprise applications, you're going to want a model-driven app right here, which is based on the Dataverse. So whichever you choose, you've got lots of options within PowerApps. Before we leave the PowerApps, I just wanted to show you just an example. This is an example of a Power App. Notice this is pulling from a SharePoint list. This is all pulling from a SharePoint list. You can put menuing in. You can add different screens to do different things. You can even have Gantt reports. You can do all kinds of different ways of looking at your tasks and what it is that you need to get accomplished. Also, for example, here, you can actually have timers to do automatic billing, where it actually counts your time and then what your hourly rate is, so that you can do billing, and then when you stop the timer, it stops it down to the millisecond and you can start it. All of this completely possible within PowerApps. The next topic we're going to talk about is Power Automate. Power Automate is a way to automate process within your environment. So let me show you a few examples of some Power Automate that I use within my everyday life. So here, for example, archive email. This will actually archive emails. I think this is one I was playing with for somebody else. So let's take a look, and we're going to look at the format it is. But you can see this is a manual trigger, meaning that we can trigger it manually, and then we can get emails. And what that means is, as you can see here, It's a tool that goes ahead and it'll only collect 25 of your emails, but you can get emails from your environment. Let's take a look at a couple others that we have here. Here, this is vertical printing report flow. Let's take a look at vertical print too. Some of these I've done a while ago, but you can see just some of the process that goes in. Here, for example, we're pulling information from a SharePoint list. We're initializing variables here, as you can see, and then we're composing what we want it to look like, and then we send an email. So you can do a lot of stuff within Power Automate. It is a very, very powerful tool, and it's got lots of great templates in it and things that you can do. I guess I'll do one last example here. This is archive. This is an automated archive from one list to another list. So if you're working with lists and you want to, archive information based on certain values within the list, you can do that all within Power Automate, where you pull up the two lists, compare them with one another, and then go from there. And you can see here, this is using some old text. So this is the old interface, but here it actually pulls information directly from PowerApps. It gets the item based on archive switch equal yes from this list. It creates that item, and then it deletes the item from the active list. So again, just an example of Power Automate and the way it can help automate your environment. This is Power BI. Now, Power BI is a great application that allows you to visualize data within your environment. And you can see here I'm pulling up a report. This is a canned report based on gross profit by risk. And you can see here that within Power BI, we can have multiple, we can do questions, we can do here, we can pull up different risk levels, bill rates, all of this type of stuff. So we can pull up pretty much anything that we want right here within Power Automate. Now within Power Automate, we can create different workspaces where we can connect to different types of data. Let's see if I have some examples here for you. So you can see different types of data and applications. You can see here I'm pulling from, this is a list, these are lists. I can pull from spreadsheets, I can create dashboards, I can do all types of things that I want within Power Automate. I can actually use examples here, search on different information. It's very, 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 very powerful. So strongly encourage you to use Power BI for your needs related to visualization. So let's do a quick summary and review. PowerApps is really the, and I just got signed out. Can you believe that? PowerApps looks like it's going to sign me out everywhere. So PowerApps is the application that allows you to create applications from SharePoint, a list, primarily Dataverse and Excel. It's a user interface. Power Automate is automation of your flows, and you can use all types of actions. All types of actions, and then Power BI is that visualization that you need for your data. Good luck.